Hello, welcome to Film and Literature. I'm Dr. Pagoda. Masculinities in Crisis? I know you might be curious about our course theme. It's probably simpler than it might seem upon first sight. Basically, I primarily teach courses here at the University of Houston for the Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies program. In particular, I teach Intro to Women's Studies, Intro to GLBT Studies, and Queer Theory. In all of these classes, we touch on masculinity and masculinities, but it's not a particular focus exactly, and I've long wanted to teach a course that focused just on masculinities. And so this course seems like a good opportunity to do that specifically. So I know this is a literature and film course, and we'll be giving a great deal of emphasis to the film side and to film studies. So the theme of masculinities in crisis is mainly a way to give some cohesion to all of our topics and to all of the films. Some of the daily assignments have questions about masculinities in particular. In general, though, the daily assignments focus on the grammar of film or on film criticism. So in general, just I guess the main idea is to know that we're not going to focus on masculinity studies, the particular field called that, and we won't be reading articles that talk about masculinity theories in particular, except maybe just a little bit occasionally. But for all of the films we'll be watching, and we also call it reading a film, and the films we'll be studying, they relate to masculinities in crisis in some way or another. The "and" here is also important, and the use of masculinities is important instead of masculinity, because there are all kinds of masculinities. There are as many forms of masculinity as there are individuals. And it's also important to note here that we're saying masculinity, not men. And then also, I want to mention that all of the films that we're talking about give us insights into masculinities and crisis somehow or another. For example, Mildred Pierce gives us insights into how society sees female masculinity as dangerous and the consequences of that. Real Women Have Curves gives us insight into how masculinities harm expectations for women. Crazy in Alabama and The Hours touch on similar themes, but on older women and on the dangers of masculinities and the problem that has no name for women. La Mission and Weekend show how queer men grapple with ideals of masculinities. Annie and Shoulder Arms show masculinities of powerful individuals and how these manifest in war and money. A Secondhand Lines shows very positive, hopeful masculinities.
The long speech I give to young men sounds like you need to hear a piece of it. It's peace. Sometimes the things that may or may not be true are the things that a man needs to believe in the most.
Orlando, Then Came You, and My Name is Khan have more of an emphasis on crisis events caused by a variety of events, not just masculinities, and we see the role that masculinity has in the course of these events. There are all kinds of other uses of masculinities and crisis in the films we'll be covering, those named above, and in the other films. This was just a brief overview of some examples to give you an insight into what we'll be doing this semester. My hope is that we'll mainly learn more about film as literature and about film criticism, as mentioned already, but I also want us to have conversations about gender, about masculinities, about society, because these are all also very important conversations that will make us better citizens, hopefully. Thank you for listening to this video, and I'll talk to you more later.